I have a house tour every couple of months, I swear to God.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because I've never met anyone that moves as many times as you do. Thank you for joining me on
thanks for having me.
the Citizen Game. We basically talk about our favourite games.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some games for us to play as well.
Well excited.
But the first question that I asked to do with gaming is, what are your
Okay.
top 3 games of all time?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Of all time. Okay. Had to put Valorant in there because that's like my current fave. Most hours in a game ever.
Who's your favourite? I don't play Valorant, but I know that there's characters that you can play with, right? Who's your favourite?
I mean, I main Viper mostly, but I'm a Phil for the most part. I kind of just play what the team needs.
There's a girl, right? And she's got like a blue kind of catsuit type thing on.
Neon.
Neon.
Neon, she's new.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she came out in January, so
I
she's
like
new
her.
girl. But that's like top game.
Yeah.
Then probably Banjo-Kazooie, because that was the first ever game I like fell in love with as a kid.
Wow.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah. I've never played it. I have a Nintendo 64 as well, but I never played it.
So good. They did they remastered it for Xbox. And it is the same. So like
I like a
100% play
remaster,
it.
you know.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then top 3. How am I gonna pick? Do you know what? I'm gonna throw a bit of a well, it's not wild card. It's a massively famous game, probably the biggest game of all time. But Minecraft.
Oh,
I used to be obsessed with that, like in lockdown. Oh no, Call of Duty. Changed my mind. Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah.
Which like any Call of Duty or just
First Black Ops.
the first Black Ops?
Yeah, that was like my favorite.
I'm so bad at
Sorry,
Call of Duty.
Minecraft. I just fully tossed you to the side there.
I was excited to talk about Minecraft. But
Sorry.
we can talk about Call of Duty because I'm so bad at Call of Duty.
I mean, I say I love it. I probably shouldn't with how I play, but
No, I think I've seen you even play on stream, and
I used to play Warzone. That was like,
Yeah,
I was
Warzone.
obsessed with that in lockdown as well. Oh my God.
that came with. Do you know what I always think about? There's 2 things, right? Warzone and Disney Plus. They both launched just as it's like they knew.
So what?
Did they know?
Oh, 100%. And Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing as well.
That came out literally the day of lockdown.
When I
and-
think of
oh
Animal
my God.
Crossing, I think of the first part of lockdown.
Obsessed. I literally used to stream in the day. I'd stream Animal Crossing for like 6 hours, and then I'd have my dinner, and then I'd go on and I'd stream Warzone for 10 hours, and then I'd go to sleep because there was nothing else I could do.
I don't know how. So I always wonder how streamers, because would you say you do more streaming now than YouTube?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I literally don't post on YouTube. I'm the worst.
When you do that, I watch it. Like I always
Aw.
look forward to house tours.
I'm
I'm waiting for the new one.
I have a house tour every couple of months. I swear to God.
Yeah, so let's talk about this because I've
Yeah.
never met anyone that moves as many times as you do.
Yeah, it's bad.
How do you get through the stress? Because anytime I've moved, it traumatizes me.
I mean, so I've actually I grew up in like a household. My mum loved like getting a property that was can I swear on this?
Yeah.
An absolute shithole.
Yeah.
And then would flip it and like not flip it to sell it, but she'd flip it so that we could live in it and we liked it, and then she'd get bored. And then she'd be like,
okay.
oh, I've seen this one that looks like crap. And then we'd have to live in another building site for like a year while she did it up, and then she'd get bored. And so like moving was kind of something I'm used to. So when I ventured out into my own moving, I almost did the same, where I'd obviously rent an apartment. I wasn't buying, but I'd get an apartment, I'd furnish it how I want, do everything, and I'd be like, oh my God, now it's mine. And then I'd get bored.
Yeah.
And it kind of started like that. And then the last few, it was just one didn't have internet, one my address got leaked, everyone knew where I lived. Yeah, that was real good fun. I mean, it's kind of my fault, but it's fine.
Was this the one on the river?
No.
I remember 1 years ago. That was kind
my
of obvious
first
where you
one.
lived, though.
Yeah. That one, I had people stand outside my apartment and they were shouting my name. It terrified me. It was the first time it ever happened. And I was literally sat on my couch in my living room and I heard like, Talia, Talia. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so self-centered because I think they're saying my name, and they're obviously not. Like, why would they? And I sort of zoned in and I was like, no, they're saying Talia Ma. Like, it's very clearly my name. And so I was listening. They were like, are you up there? Like, are you in? Are you in? And I lived alone at this time. And like, it wasn't in a fancy building. I had no concierge. I literally only lived on like the 2nd floor. Like, it was very easy to just find my apartment and get in. So I suddenly became super paranoid. And that's what triggered me to being like, no, I need to move, like the first time.
Yeah.
And then it was just a series of unfortunate events and a million apartments.
I think I live by myself as well, but you learn stuff, like each time I move, you learn something different.
Yeah.
So now you know to look for good internet. That's the one thing I always look for. Concierge
Is a lifesaver for your woman who lives alone.
Yeah, for deliveries and also just for security.
Yeah.
So where I lived before, we didn't have that either, and then someone found out where I lived, and you literally just want the world to cave in on you because it's your one safe space.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And then that's kind of just invading. You're like, well, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
anymore.
It's like, if you have concierge and people find out where you live, it's scary, but it's like, okay, there's like, realistically, what can they do? But when you know that there's no extra security and they could literally just open my door, also you had to like lock it didn't self-lock, so I had to remember when I get in, lock the door. Otherwise, literally, you could just walk into my apartment and I'm like, hi, welcome,
Nice to meet
do you want to move in?
Yeah.
Like, no, absolutely not.
So the new house,
Yes.
is it like a doer-upper as well? So you're gonna
Technically no, in the fact, like, I know a lot of people would look at it and be like, oh, it's fine as it is, like, it's not a wreck, there's no issues with it, but like, it's not to our taste. We just loved the house itself and like the garden and whatnot, so yeah, I'm changing everything.
The one thing I do, well, when I buy a house, I haven't bought a house yet, I love building a house in The Sims. So I'd find the house, like you, for example, build your house like it is, and I'd do it up myself in The Sims and just like dream.
I kind of love that. I mean, I've got there's like a couple of like architecture apps that you can do that in that I've done it, and yeah, my mum's obsessed with them. She's like, you need to do this app and this app, and I was like, oh my god, you would love The Sims, woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done a little bit of that. I just need to control myself, because if I go too far, there's no coming back.
No, I'd build like underground swimming pools and stuff.
Oh yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this. And then you get the bill through and it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that in real life.
Reality check.
Yeah, it's not quite as easy.
Just get it out of your system in The Sims and then you're all right.
Yeah.